Good morning, class. How are you all doing? Hope you're all doing great and hope you're all staying safe. Our topic for today is rocks. Rocks comes in different sizes. Some are big, large, some are small. Rocks comes in different shapes. And also rocks comes in different colors. Rocks are made up of grains of different materials called minerals, which means that for every rock formation, it involves different materials. So rocks are not made out of just one type of materials. They are made of grains of different materials. And these materials are referred to as minerals. So each mineral is made up of one chemical substance. Also, some rocks, the mineral forms small crystals, while some forms large crystals. Granite is an example of a rock, and it is made from large crystal. As we said earlier on, that rocks are made from different minerals or different materials rather called minerals. Granite is made of 3 different minerals, and the minerals include quartz, feldspar, and mica. So the combination of these 3 minerals forms the rock granite. We can see from this diagram, we can see quartz, feldspar embedded in this rock. So, how are rocks formed? I'm sure we keep imagining how rocks came into formation. Now, before we go into that, we should know that the job of some certain people, some scientists, the job of some scientists is to study about rocks. And these scientists are referred to as the geologists. So, the geologists help to find the different minerals that makes up a rock. And also, they study about rocks for us to know how rocks are formed and the different types of minerals or materials that forms a rock. So, how are rocks formed? Now, we should also note that rocks are classified based on the way they are formed. So, for this lesson, we are going to be looking at the rocks that are formed from melted materials deep inside the earth. So this lesson will only dwell on the formation of 3 types of rocks that are formed from melted materials deep inside the earth. Now, the surface of the earth is covered by a layer of rocks. And this layer of rocks are called the earth crust. It means that the earth is in layers, but the surface is covered by a layer of rocks. And this layer is called the crust. So, like I said that the layer of the earth's surface is called the crust. The crust is made of solid rock, and deep inside the earth, it is very, very hot. It is very hot deep inside the earth. And so, because the deep inside the earth is hot, it melts down some of these rocks, and this rock becomes liquid. It becomes liquid. So this liquid rock, which is very hot, is referred to as magma. They are referred to as magma. I'll repeat myself. I said that the surface of the earth is made of layers of rocks, solid rock in fact, and they are referred to as the crust. And deep inside the earth is very hot. So in this process, some rocks are being melted down and they become liquid. This liquid rock are always very hot. And so these liquid rocks are referred to as magma. We can see in this picture, this is a liquid rock. They are being melted down. So it's so hot. And then sometimes these liquid rocks flows out during volcano. So during volcano, when there is the eruption of the lavas during volcano, some of these melted rocks, which is referred to as magma, flows out to the surface. So rocks that are formed when magma cools down and solidifies are called the igneous rock. So when this hot liquid flows out, either during volcano or through some cracks, it cools down. After it flows out, it flows out to the surface, it cools down, and it becomes solidified. So which means a new rock is formed in this process. So the rock formed in this process are referred to as igneous rock. So magma that cools down and solidifies are called the igneous rock. So when magma cools down very quickly, rocks with small crystals or no crystals are formed. So when the magma forms, that's the liquid rocks, when it cools down very quickly, probably when it flows out to the surface, it has the potential to cool down very quickly. So if it cools down very quickly, small crystals or no crystal rocks are formed. Example of rocks that are formed when the magma cools down quickly is the dacite. We can see that the dacite has just small crystals because the magma that forms these rocks cools down quickly. In this process, some rocks are formed without crystals as well, because magma cools quickly. Also, when magma cools slowly, rocks containing large crystals are formed. And example of rocks that forms in this process when magma cools slowly is the granite. The granite are formed when magma cools deep inside the ground. What does this mean? It means that the magma that did not flow out from deep inside the earth will not cool down very quickly. So it will take time for this magma to cool down and solidify. And so because it takes a slow process for the rock to cool down on the ground, therefore large crystals are formed in the process. And so example of the igneous rock that forms deep under the ground is the granite. Basalt are also formed when magma cools near the surface. Basalt is also an example of igneous rock that forms when magma cools down. But basalt are formed near the surface of the rock, which means that when the magma tries to flow out, that is formed from melted materials deep inside the earth is called the sedimentary rocks. The name sedimentary rock is gotten from the word sediment, and sediment means pieces of fragments, little pieces of different rocks, and sometimes fossils as well. Now, sediments are carried either by wind, rain, and sometimes water. These sediments are deposited in seas or oceans. It means that winds, rain, water carries different pieces of fragments, different pieces of rocks, fossils, and deposit it inside sea, inside ocean, and then they keep piling up. When wind brings sediments, it deposits them in seas or oceans. Rain brings its own, water washes, and then they kept being accumulating. These sediments keep accumulating, and then they are pressed together. So once they are pressed together, at a point it becomes solidified and forms a new rock called the sedimentary rock. As we can see from this picture, this is an image of sediment that is being deposited deep inside the sea. And so they keep depositing these fragments, keep depositing sediments, keep depositing at the bottom of seas and oceans. Seas washes some of this and then brings it to a particular position, and then these sediments are then pressed together and it forms a rock. These rocks are most times in layers. So sedimentary rocks are formed from little grains of sediments that are stuck together. So when these sediments are being deposited at the bottom of seas and oceans, they get stuck together and then solidifies to form a new rock called sedimentary rock. So sedimentary rocks are formed in layers and sometimes contain fossils. Why are they in layers? Because these rocks are formed over time. The sediments keep piling up together. So probably before another sediment are being washed on the old sediment, this becomes solidified, and then another sediment comes, deposits on the old sediment, new sediment comes, deposit, and then it forms layers. And sometimes in some of these sediments we have fossils. Fossils are the remains of dead plants and animals. So some dead plants and animals that are in the sea or ocean are also being washed up and being washed to these sediments, and then they get stuck together, forms layers, and becomes a sedimentary rock, becomes a rock called sedimentary rocks. Sedimentary rocks also are porous. So when you see a rock, or when you see rocks that are formed in layers, they are porous and sometimes contain fossils, then you should know that it is a sedimentary rock. This is an example of, or these are examples of sedimentary rocks. We have the sandstone. This is a sandstone, and this is a limestone. So, the third rock that we'll be discussing about today is the metamorphic rock. Metamorphic rocks are also formed from melted materials deep inside the earth. The name metamorphic comes from the word morph, and morph means change. Metamorphic rocks are formed when heat and pressure change other rocks. Other rocks like the sedimentary rocks or the igneous rocks can be changed to form metamorphic rock due to the heat and pressure on the deep inside the earth. It means that sedimentary rock can be melted down by the heat, or it could be changed. Sedimentary rock could be changed to form a new rock due to the heat and pressure under the ground, under the earth. So, metamorphic rocks are usually harder than the rocks from which they are formed. It means that, for example, if sedimentary rock is being changed to form a new rock, metamorphic, this new rock becomes much harder than the sedimentary rock. For example, we have limestone. Limestone is an example of a sedimentary rock. The heat and pressure of the deep inside the earth will form this limestone, will cause this limestone to change. It will melt it down and forms a new rock, marble. So in the process, marble becomes much harder than limestone. Why? Because of the heat and pressure that this limestone undergo or underwent before it becomes marble. Another example is the quartzite. Quartzite is a metamorphic rock and it was formed out of a sandstone. Sandstone is an example of a sedimentary rock, and due to the heat and pressure it went through deep inside the earth, it forms quartzite. So it means that quartzite will become much harder than the sandstone due to the heat and pressure that sandstone undergo. In summary, I said that the surface of the earth is covered by a layer of rocks called the earth crust. Rocks are made of grains of different materials called minerals. We talked about 3 different types of rocks that are formed from melted materials deep inside the earth. And they are the igneous rock, the sedimentary rocks, and the metamorphic rocks. The igneous rocks are formed when magma cools down and solidifies. An example of the igneous rock is the granite. And also, we talked about sedimentary rocks. They are formed from grains of sediments that are stuck together. And we mentioned that sediments are little fragments, little pieces of fragments. An example of sedimentary rock is the sandstone and also the limestone. Lastly, we said that metamorphic rocks are formed when heat and pressure change other rocks. An example of metamorphic rock is the marble.